Hello everyone, this is ChristianEyewear.com where believing is seeing, and today I'm going to cut prescription single vision lenses with the house anti-glare. Now when I say single vision, it means, by the way, Latina is in Henderson, North Carolina. Latina has known me my entire career. She saw me when I was starting off about 20 years ago. We ran into each other. She saw the frames I was wearing and she wanted a pair of Christian Eyewear too. She wanted to support me in my ventures. So that's what we're doing. But by single vision, I mean she only needs them for distance. I can do a line style bifocal, which is the traditional bifocal lens, or I can do the invisible bifocal like I'm wearing, and I'll show you that a little later. But let me begin by showing you her frame. This is the Christian Eyewear hard shell case that it comes with. Inside is her frame. Now each frame comes with a magnetic clip-on, polarized clip-on. She's getting the Dogwood with gold. So every frame, the frame comes in 3 sizes, but it comes in 4 colors, and I'll get to the 4 colors a little later. But no matter which color you choose, you can go with a gold or a silver cross on both the temple and the temple tips on both sides of the frame. She went with gold. I'll show you my silver later that went with my silver highlights, so it matches every outfit that I wear. Like I said, she knew me from 20 years ago, so I've got a few more wisdom highlights growing in above my ears. But let me begin by taking out the original demo lenses. And just to show you how strong this rare earth magnetic, or the rare earth magnet is, it clips right onto the case there. And of course there are magnets embedded into the frame from the side. They heat up the magnets to 500 degrees and then inject it into the side of the frame. And that's why the magnets will stick to the frame and not any other frame. They are married to the magnets already embedded into the frame on both sides. So I've taken out the demo lenses. I'm going to put the frame into the tracing element of my blocker. Now I'm going to assign this a barcode number. She is Secret Agent 3922. So years from now, should she ever need new lenses, or someone else who purchases from me very far away, in a few years when their prescription changes, I can send them the lenses for this frame and they can just pop them right in at home after watching this video. I'm going to hit the start button, and actually I need to hit the trace button. We're going to do that. And the little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at ChristianEyewear.com, where believing is seeing, I offer 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses with the purchase of any frame. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Now, I do not take any vision insurances. Hang on, my wife is texting me. All right, let me just hit her. Okay, I said okay. But yeah, as I was saying, I do not take any vision insurances, but I can provide to you upon request an itemized receipt that you can file for your out-of-network reimbursement. Same thing for your health savings account flex dollars. With that same receipt, you can get a full reimbursement by using that card. Now, this is the shape that I'll be cutting. I'm going to move on to the next screen to enter a couple numeric values. The first one is her pupillary distance, which is 33.5 for the right eye, 34.5 for the left. Now when I say that, that means starting at the bridge of the nose going outward to the right eye, it is 33.5. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap the plus button at the bottom of the screen twice. It goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. Now I want to raise the optical center height up to 22. I'm going to go 2 above center. 2.5 millimeters above center to 22. Always like to mark that. So now that that's been coordinated in there, I need to get her lenses prepped. Her right eye reads +1 minus 375 at 20, +1 minus 375 at 20. I'm going to turn the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 20. Take the lens out of the protective package. Make sure, put that on 0, make sure it is there. Put the power drum on +1, which is the spherical component for her right eye. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view. Check the astigmatism correction. I'll explain what all that means later. And Tina does have an higher than average astigmatism correction, of which I like to call crazy stigs. What that means is that she squints a lot when she's not wearing her glasses, and really does not like driving at night without any lenses on, and that's where the anti-glare coating will help her as well. And I'll explain all that, but I just want to make sure everything is perfect. Okay. So once I've got everything lined up, I'm going to put 3 dots on her lenses. Let me just see something here. I'll keep turning this around. I want to make sure it's centered as well as possible. Okay. So this is going to be her right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens, which reads +1 1/4 minus 275 at 170. We're going to turn the axis wheel to 170. Take the left lens out of the packet, +1 1/4 minus 275 at 170. Put the power drum on +1 1/4. Take the lens out of the packet, place it onto the platform. Again, just like before, I'm going to rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first. Check the astigmatism correction. Alright. And we're going to place 3 dots on these lenses. I'm going to mark this one the left. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, I know it's a bad joke, but I got to work it into every video. Now, I take my work very seriously. I just don't take myself very seriously. I'm very playful at work. I love what I do. I love the glasses that I personally designed. And I have fun with it while I spread the gospel of Jesus Christ through eyewear. Now, this is a block. Ooh, I got the ink all over my hand. Hang on now. Hang on, let me clean up. Got it from my finger when I was moving stuff around there. That's okay. It cleans off. Better the black ink than the blood of Christ that was smeared on him through his arduous walk through Jerusalem, carrying that heavy cross. So, this is a block. I need to attach a double-sided adhesive sticker to that, of which I've got 2 here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block, place it on the platform, do the same thing now for the second one. I want to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now, the silver button on the back is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. The blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. The orange crosshairs are what I use. Just like the crosshairs of a scope, I measure vertically and horizontally to make sure that the optical centers are sitting dead center in front of her pupils. Just to give her the best visual acuity. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with. And that will be played by the left lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up the silver button, take the left lens, place it on the platform. Now, pupillary distance for the left eye is 34.5, so I'm going to tap the plus button twice to get it to 34.5. All it did was mirror the measurement from the right side. We're going to keep the same optical center height. That's the vertical measurement. I just want to change the horizontal measurement. So again, this sits directly in front of her pupil. Get everything lined up perfectly. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. Now, this is the tracer. This is the blocker. This is what's known as the edger. This is what's going to edge the lens down from this size. I guess I can take those out now. To this size. It's going to do that on this diamond crusted cutting wheel. The wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to, now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Did I mention free bad jokes with every pair of glasses made? Hello, is this on? So let's wake up the computer. This is job ID number 3922. 3922, or as I like to say, installment 3922 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that material, but we're going to stick with polycarbonate for now. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens, and I'll explain why a little later while I'm doing that. I'm going to hit the green start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the right side of the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying, love your neighbor as thyself, as well as measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which will be minimal. Now water is spraying in the background. That's there to catch the optical sawdust, which is also known as schwarf. May the schwarf be with you. But polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto them while they are cutting. Unlike plastic, high-index plastic and Trivex that cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now water will spray onto Latina's lenses, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of her lenses. As I mentioned, her lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high impact ballistics grade lens material. It's the same material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. It has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. You literally have sunglass level protection in a clear lens. Now, the other nice thing about her lenses, the AS stands for aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is round in every direction, giving you an ugly cosmetic look. So aspheric just means a flatter front surface to fit today's flatter curvature frames. So it gives you a wider field of view. Now she got my house anti-glare. The initials AR for anti-reflective coating. It's 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stop lights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. The second feature, it reduces reflections. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. So water has begun spraying. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cycle. The other thing is, with that anti-reflective coating, if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in the lens, or if someone else takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see that. So out comes a lever with a little spinning disc, a very fine grit sandpaper to smooth off the back surface of the lens. The third feature of the anti-glare coating, which is my favorite, the practical side, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare costs over $1 million and takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there. I'm gonna open that door with my mind, but I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours. But yeah, the reason for the industry's hardest scratch coating is to protect your time and investment. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto the front and back surface of the lens. It goes into an acid bath in between. By the way, it's all in a clean room. They have to air dry the lenses off in between the 8 coatings, so that's why it takes 24 hours to vaporize those coatings onto the lens. So the reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens, I'm now going to go ahead and attempt to mount the lenses into the frame. I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner and push down with my thumbs. And it snaps right in. Now if it were too large, I don't want any rough edges on the back of the lens to come into contact with the frame where I push down at, possibly marring or scratching the surface of the frame. So you want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. I'm going to flip that over to the left side, place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or today I'm calling it the Latina. Hit the green start button. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the left side on the first go around. And you can see as it's just like the old carpenter saying, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But no, measure twice, cut once, measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness, of which Latina has none. Even with her much higher than average astigmatism, she has no edge thickness in this frame. All you see on the side is that beautiful golden rugged cross. So let me go ahead and take this block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method, throw that in there, add to my sticker collection. I'm going to come down here to the lensometer, place it in just above the black dot, which is the pupillary distance, as well as the optical center height. Turn the axis wheel to 20. Put it in, read the power, and I'm getting +1. And the black positive numbers, not the red minuses, we're about to go there. We're going away from 0, we're 1 diopter away. Now the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. So Latina's on the 4th rung of a ladder. She needs 4 steps of magnification to see objects at a distance very clearly. Now, with her glasses off, everything is much too large, so it will magnify to the correct size. Once the image is the correct size, she has 3.75 diopters, almost a full 4 diopters of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob. So we start at +1. Now 90 degrees away, she has another 3.75 diopters, which is steeper. 90 degrees away, now we're going to measure the second curvature of the lens. And we're at -275, 1 tick mark away from 3 in the red minus numbers. Remember high school math where you, let's use today's terms. You had $1, but you owed somebody $3.75. You would be 275 in the red. That's where we're at, 275, going away from 2, 1 tick mark away from 3. Now, again, that's the fine-tune knob. That fine-tune knob, we're going to turn it from 0 to 180, 0, 90, 180. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 20. Now, her left eye, she needs 5 steps of magnification to see far away, but only a diopter less, 275. So we're going to end up at -150 there. And we're going to turn that fine-tune knob 20 for the right eye, 170 for the left. Take the lens out, dry it off. Make sure all the optical sawdust is off the edge of the lens. Grab the frame. Again, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. Tuck the lens in at the outside corners. Using my thumbs, press down at the nose. It snaps right in. Take the block off. Pull the sticker away. Put it in over that black dot. But first I have to change that axis wheel, that fine-tune wheel, to 170. Read the power, and I'm getting +1 1/4. Again, going away from 0, we're going to pass 1 by 1 tick mark and be at 1 1/4. To measure the astigmatism correction, we're going to subtract -275 from 1 1/4, and if all goes well, we'll be at -150. And that's where we're at, exactly halfway between 1 and 2 in the red numbers. Now what I'm doing here is called final inspection. I'm just verifying that the prescription is made exactly how the doctor wrote it. The last couple steps are I need to measure the pupillary distance. 33.5 plus 34.5 is 10. No, wait, I mathed wrong. You know, I have failed math so many times I can't even count. Hello, is this on? Feel free to laugh at that. That's as funny as I get, I promise you. So, 33.5 plus 34.5 is 68. I'm going to, and an optical center of 22. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb on her right lens, and then when we measure on the left, we're getting 68 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now the vertical measurement is 22, not to the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the plastic, because remember the lens goes halfway into the plastic. We're at 22 millimeters to the deepest point, 22 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. The last steps, and of course as I clean your lenses, I always like to mention to everyone that there's free shipping anywhere in the US. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that one side of it could fit. Let me just clean everything off. There's a chance these could be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no different. I'll show you how I'm part of that 80% in just a moment. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments for you. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I press down, there is no wobble. Now again, as I mentioned, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments for you. So if for any reason something's too loose, too tight, or not sitting level, just stop by your local shop and just tell them, you know, what issue you're having. It only takes about 30 to 45 seconds to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. Now again, when I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I'm wearing the black with the silver crosses to go with my black hair with my silver wisdom highlights. Or I should say, I have silver hair with black highlights coming in, because I'm almost to the point I have more silver than I do black. But hey, that's okay. But again, I'm wearing the invisible bifocal, not the line style, because I'm well over 40 years of age. Latina, much younger than me. The single vision and the invisible bifocal look the same, but I'm going to put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to flip this over, press down, there is no wobble, close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, that neither temple is askew. So that is that. But before I finish, let me show you all the colors that this frame is available in. Again, it comes in 3 sizes, and if you ever want to know what size you wear, I was very much influenced by the Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer. I wore this frame for about 6 or 7 years. I loved it so much that, well, let me back up and say that a couple years ago, I'm not a musician, but a couple years ago I realized I'm just a cover band. I'm putting lenses in other people's songs, from Ralph Lauren, Polo, Harley Davidson, BMW, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Cazal, more Ray-Bans, Versace. And I realized I wanted to start writing my own songs. And what song was dear to my heart? Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now, stealing from one is plagiarism. Stealing from many is art. So I sent my frame to the manufacturer, and I said, replicate it. Don't put the shield on the front, which it does not have. Don't put Ray-Ban on the front. Put the Holy Cross, which we've done. And the one thing I did do differently, I put a much stronger hinge. Ray-Ban has a 3-barrel hinge. So this part is known as the temple. This is known as the frame front. On the temple, there's 2 barrels. On the frame front, there is 1 barrel. On the Ray-Ban, when you put the screw in, that's what makes it a 3-barrel hinge. Now for these, I put the strongest possible hinge. That is a 7-barrel hinge, meaning that there's 4 barrels on the temple, 3 on the frame front, and then when you put the screw in there, it's that much stronger. So if you sit on them, step on them, these are as strong as your faith in the Lord above. That's how strong I wanted to make them. Now, again, 4 primary colors: black, tortoise, dogwood, and the majestic purple. You can get them black with gold or black with silver like I'm wearing. Tortoise with gold, tortoise with the silver crosses. Latina got the dogwood with gold, but it's also dogwood with silver. And each of the wooden frames are all original. You'll have darker and lighter places at different points on the frame. But I really wanted to do a wood color, because I figured if you're going to walk up to the bell, ring it. If you're doing a crucifix frame, I wanted the wood. And the reason why I call this one dogwood is that allegedly Jesus was crucified on a dogwood tree, and after that the dogwoods were made much smaller by God so they could never support someone's weight again. And of course the majestic purple with gold or with silver. Now, any LA Lakers fans, Minnesota Vikings, LSU Tigers, of course in my state, East Carolina Pirates, or Omega Sci-Fi, the Q Dogs, I've got you in the purple with the gold crosses on there. And now the purple, they all come with a magnetic clip-on. The purple matches the frame. That comes with a brown clip-on. The black comes with a gray polarized. And same for the tortoise. Comes with a gray polarized clip-on. I decided to go bolder for the wood because the wood is a bolder color. So I went with a silver mirror for the silver crosses. And you guessed right, I went with a gold mirror to match the gold crosses on the side of the Dogwood frames. So, but if you want to know what size you wear, go into any store in this country that sells the Ray-Ban New Wayfarer. Now, these are sunglasses. When you try them on, they're going to look like this. But they come in 3 sizes, 52, 55, and 58. Latina got the medium size, the 55. There is a smaller 52, which is what these are, that I wear. And of course, there's the larger 58 eye size if you feel you have a larger head or you want the largest coverage possible. The 58 eye size is available as well. But that's that. If you have any questions, go to the Christian Eyewear website and click on the Contact Me page, or you can email me directly at christianeyewear@gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Christian Eyewear. I want to thank everyone for watching. You can also leave a question or comment in the comment section below. I will put a link in the description below to the website to take you to this frame if you want to see, again, if you want to see after this the available sizes and colors. You can do that by clicking on the link below. Let me know if you have any questions. Latina, thank you much for supporting me as I begin my endeavor as designing my own frames. There will be more shapes and colors, and definitely more shapes and sizes coming in the future. But thank you for watching, and now hopefully everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring God's loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.